Hello everyone, how's everything? You guys doing good too? I'm doing good too. Let's get into today's video session. Here we go. Oh, Super Mario Brothers. Donkey Kong Country Returns. F-Zero GX. Luigi Mansion. Metroid Prime. Whereas Bluestone. All are Nintendo classics. Yeah! How do you like my music as always? With some Nintendo classics today? These are all from Nintendo GameCube, except I should have said something else there. I said Donkey Kong Country Returns. That's from Nintendo Wii. So sorry about that. I used to use a game called Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Okay, anyway, today is a very serious session. As always, I always start with my session with Panasonic Q Games Console. I believe that Nintendo GameCube is a very important aspect for Nintendo. You could ask me why do I actually say that? That is because when Nintendo did a deal with Panasonic, Panasonic manufactured a absolutely amazing games console even back from December 2001 till today's date. It's still one of the most amazing console you'll ever buy for your money. It's because the way it looks in a solid silver chassis, solid casing, mirror faceplate, man, where you can see yourself in there and all the stuff you put in front of it. Wow, that's amazing. Where do you get consoles doing stuff like that? Not only that, then for data or information, you got a blue LCD display. That is the most amazing thing you'll ever see in a console. And then below that, you got some DVD buttons. And on the front with a faceplate, buttons on the left, buttons on the right. And then you got 4 control ports which got blue LED light lit. Looks amazing piece of art and a lot of ports at the back where you can connect your speakers, AV receivers. It's got power cord and you can connect to your television. This thing is absolutely a state-of-the-art device. That's important though, yeah. The most important thing about Nintendo GameCube is when originally Nintendo GameCube released it, he released it like a games console, didn't he? Okay? With just like a cube shaped. And Panasonic did the same thing, but then he had 4 foot at the bottom to lift it a bit up, which makes it a bit higher. Which he made a really amazing piece of console, Panasonic did, okay? Nintendo GameCube had one of the most amazing games I have ever seen on a games console. Well, in terms of Nintendo kept on producing more consoles, which he kept on producing even better games than the GameCube. But the point is that what I'm trying to make, when Panasonic and Nintendo got together, they made this GameCube machine, didn't they? But I'll tell you one thing, since Nintendo GameCube was developed and they produced the games. These games are better than Dreamcast. All right. Um, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4. I am not kidding you. It has very interesting games like Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi Mansion, Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. These are the pure platformers which are unbeatable. It doesn't stop there. Then it's got Sonic Adventure DX, Director's Cut, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Shadow the Hedgehog. Check it out, man. These games shine a lot to me. Shadow the Hedgehog did appear on the PS2, but it didn't look that great. It looked very dark and dull. And I think there was when the character speaks, there's no speech. You can't hear nothing. It's all based on text. The game was terrible. But the GameCube one has much better graphics. It's sharper, looks really nice. There is good sound quality and speech when they're speaking in there without using the text. This game is incredible. Shadow the Hedgehog. You have to be really clever in this game. How you follow the story. You have to keep on pressing star and you got these little blocks. You have to select the right path. Hero, dog, whatever. And there's an emerald in the middle where you have to keep on collecting emeralds and stuff like that. There's not only that. Then he had Metal Gear Solid. One of the greatest Metal Gear Solid, in my opinion. Um, Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Man, where do you get action like this in FPS you have? Okay, let's forget about the previous Metro Prime games. We're talking about FPS shooter here. With stunning graphics, quality gameplay, very atmospheric music in this game. It's got very kind of legendary kind of games, man. Then we had a water-based game called Wave Race Bluestorm. I don't know how to argue over this. Is the Nintendo 64 version better or the GameCube? I'll leave that to you. But in terms of graphics and fast gameplay and water effects, GameCube wins that by miles compared to Nintendo 64. It's a really incredible looking game. Difficult, very difficult, but a really absorbing game, in my opinion. Even if you look at a Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One, even these games are worse than Nintendo GameCube. I'm not kidding with you on that. They're a lot worse. There aren't that many exclusives on PS4 or on the Xbox One. There's very few. Okay? There's very, very few. These companies just try and say there's loads. There isn't. There's loads of like these manga style games. I don't think many people play them type of games anyway, if they exclude their systems. There's very, very few that the games you really want to be interested in the Sony PS4 and Xbox One. The problem with both these machines, they are just remakes, old games, and they're coming from all from PC. There's hardly nothing on the system which are exclusive to the system. No, nothing on there. They're not very fun, exciting systems. You'll get bored of these machines really quickly. What people kept doing on these machines, they buy one, then they go buy another one. They're very, very terrible. I even don't think they have the quality of the Nintendo GameCube. And this is where the Panasonic Q Games Console becomes a clear winner. It's a far better, high quality gaming system. And on top of that, the multimedia features it had, they were absolutely top notch. Now, if you look at this year, which is 2020, right? Some big things have been happening. Nintendo, all the way, man. As I talk about Panasonic Q and Nintendo in one system, one of the most amazing looking system, which at least picked up 100,000 sales. Okay, whatever there was, they made that kind of sales out of that system. 100,000 units were sold, which to me, it's not too bad. And even it was too expensive. And it's still, in most majority, sold through importers. And yeah, they made a lot of the money out of that, 100,000 sales from that. And now we got Nintendo with Nintendo Switch. Okay, throughout the year, from March till now, this system has been selling really well, really fast. I can't see why it can't sell fast. Every single Nintendo games console that comes out, they produce very high quality games. It starts from Nintendo 64, Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Wii U. These all these systems are all quality. Even all of these systems didn't sell so well, but they all are amazing systems. You won't be disappointed with them. Now with the Nintendo Switch, they're growing up their library of games. From the past games. Coming from GameCube, Wii, Wii U. A lot of games are coming from Wii U on the Nintendo Switch. We all know that. But they actually improve upon all them titles, what we've seen. Well, I can name you two from Nintendo Wii U which came into the system. Mario Kart 8, Hyrule Warriors, hold on. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Yoshi's Woolly World, and Sumeka, so on. All of these titles appeared on Nintendo Switch, and they have some improvements. They put some extra mods on each of these titles. The graphics, gameplay, everything looks a lot better on it. They sold really well on the system. Okay. Then Shigeru Miyamoto released two of one of the best platformers that the PS4 and Xbox One can't even touch. Super Mario Odyssey and Luigi Mansion 3. Okay? Two great titles. I mean, the other platforms probably were on the multi-format. They did release games like Sonic Mania, Sonic Forces as well. These appeared on Nintendo Switch. But they sold better on the system though. You know, you've probably heard of Team Sonic Racing. It's a multi-format game. But you're not going to believe this. But the Nintendo Switch version sold the most majority copies. It did look a great game. Everything's what's happening on Nintendo Switch is happening really big. Now I'm going to tell you something really big. If you look at the Sony PS4 and the Microsoft Xbox One, they both were released in November 2013. Okay? Now, if you look at both these machines, Microsoft Xbox just picked up 48 million sales. What? That's absolutely terrible. I'm not being funny. That should have reached at least 100 million sales by now. Come on, man. It's from November 2013. It should got at least 100 million sales. What? It's not 50 million. It's terrible. And then we got on the other side, we've got Sony PS4 with just about over the top with 108 million sales. I don't mean funny. I don't find that quite impressive. Not compared to Nintendo's records. What they're telling us. From 31st September 2020, which is this year, Nintendo's system picked up 68.3 million sales, man. Check that out. How does that actually work? You gotta think, if the Sony Microsoft systems came in 2013, look at this, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. That's approximately 4 years. We're looking at 4 years now. It's full 4 years. Now, if you look at the life cycle of what they're showing us from let's look at Nintendo first. Look, if Nintendo released this machine in March 2017, that is 2018, 2019, 2020. It's over 3 years, isn't it? It's over 3 years. It's not in 4 years. 4 years is only going to happen when we get into March 2021. That'll be 4 years. This is incredible. The system is not even up to 4 years. Already the track record of this Nintendo system is blowing away Sony PS4 and Xbox One. Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One. If you look at the same time frame, it's terrible. It's very poor. It's poor, yeah. Well, it's not good as that record, is it? That record is much higher than this one. It does look a bit frustrating what I'm saying, but it seems to me they haven't sold so well. Even if you look at the first 4 years, what we're looking at, they haven't sold so well. No. This is a great shame. Even if Nintendo system came at that time, they would have got beaten on the launch. But this is really weird because Nintendo system comes after, and then it goes beats the Microsoft Xbox One. And you know what? It's nearly approaching 70 million sales. We don't know what the sales are right now because the sales I'm telling you is from 31st September 2020, which makes it 16.3 million sales. But we don't know the figures from October and November. Okay? But I heard some people saying in YouTube videos that if you look at October, oh yeah, let's forget about October. I'm going to talk about November. In this month alone, you're not gonna believe this. I don't have the figures, but there go, it's sold too much. Really, really too much. Alone in November 2020. We're talking about 1 month here, man. What? So we're talking about October, November. It sold quite a lot. Each of the month of October, November, it surpassed them in terms of sales. Yeah, surpassed them by miles. The record of the system is very powerful. It's very impressive. Now, if we look at this month, December, right, which is coming to an end, this period, man, of this month is gonna be a killer. Because people who are going to be buying presents and all that for this month is definitely going to be this system, man. If from March, April, May, June, July, September, if it's been selling that much in each month, we can expect very top sales when it comes into December. Some people say that it's bringing software from Nintendo GameCube, Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Wii U. Is that a bad thing? No. Because if you never actually played these systems before, you never tried them, you will get to play them on this system, which is a really good thing. There's a lot of people still own these machines because some people like to keep their old consoles as well. Because I think, like, if we look at Nintendo GameCube especially, there's some titles on that system. They're not any other platform because some of these titles are missing. When we look at Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Wii U, I don't think even they got them. And now this latest machine, they ain't got as well. Um, if we focus on game, let us look at this very carefully. Okay, let's look at this. F-Zero GX. Okay. Metroid Prime. Star Fox. Whatever you want to call it, it was Star Fox Assault on GameCube, by the way. Wave Race. Please don't. Now, the titles as mentioned to you, they're not even on the latest system. No, they're not on there. They're talking about Metro Prime 4, but it's not released, is it? We don't know when it's going to come out. We have no idea. You see, still, Nintendo GameCube has potential. And that's why a lot of people still keep Nintendo GameCube. I mean, another exclusive game on Nintendo GameCube, I would say, is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Another title which was on the Wii U is a. Oh, sorry. That was not the GameCube. I'm sorry. It was Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. I mean, even that game, if you look at a version of that game, that didn't come either. No. So there's a lot of potential, right? I think if we look at these titles, right, if you really want to play some of them titles, now is the time to buy the Panasonic Q Games Console. Yeah. Because this is the system you will get to play these games, man. Really good. I mean, there was loads of these 3D fighters on there. Uh, Bloody Roar Primal Fury, Soul Calibur 2, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, and Naruto games. These are all 3D fighters. They performed really well on these. And there were quite a lot of One Piece games. I think one of them, one of my favorite was, I might be saying the game's name wrong. One Piece. I think it's called Battle something. Battle Adventure 3, something like that. I always forget that name. There's two names like that, ain't? They look similar like each other. It's like he's walking. It's like Power Stone type. Where he's walking around these 3D environments and he's collecting them and he's punching away. It's really exciting game. I didn't like that on the other platforms, this game. It didn't perform really well. But on the GameCube, it looked a lot better. There's a lot of variety to the Nintendo GameCube. And that's why it makes a great purchase of the Panasonic Q Games Console. Now I'm going to say something else. If the Nintendo Switch is already outperforming the Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One, what's going to happen to the Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X? They're not saying nothing, are they? They're scared. They couldn't be defeated in the start when the Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One was there. the Nintendo Switch would have beaten them then. Easily. At the start. Now the point is that the Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X looks boring. When people saw the vents, they're not very impressed. They think we're just getting the same systems with similar kind of graphics when they looked at it. It doesn't look like a huge leap. They look very, very disappointing. I mean, if people are not impressed in the vents, and people are not impressed with the YouTube videos or games they're showing on these videos, how you expect to buy these things? Yeah? I've, I'm feeling that both the Sony Microsoft latest systems are not going to do so well. They look they look very terrible. The stuff they're producing on there is very repetitive, very boring. I just gotta be honest about that. Because you people out there, if you guys are listening to me, what I'm saying to you, please take this into serious consideration. I'm not making any stuff up here, but the truth is truth. It seems to me there's nothing in these systems. They're gonna struggle. You see, Sony and Microsoft are trying it out once again. It's just a try. And if this doesn't work out, I don't want to say this, I might be wrong on this, but I reckon if these systems fail against Nintendo's system, you see, Nintendo is going to just keep this system and is going to use this system to compete with them. He's not going to raise a new machine. Nope. He's not going to raise a new one. He's going to just use this one, the one we got right now. He's already defeated his both the other two companies already, Sony Microsoft. Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One. They're already losing. They're struggling already. So Nintendo knows he's in a very strong stand. He's a great threat. So he's going to put this system against them too, of the Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X. And they're going to think of a way how they can stop Nintendo. Do they have any ideas how to stop them? Rather just giving exclusives or just connecting to Windows 10? Will that even, impress people? It probably won't. That's just their thinking. But Nintendo's not using any of these kind of ideas. He's just released just Nintendo Switch and all them, with normal things. You gotta understand. This Nintendo's latest system is handheld, tabletop, and TV modes in there. I even heard that they're going to release Dead Life 6, Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition, Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Check that out. They're releasing all these games now. What's gonna happen now? If Nintendo gets these games right, it's a big problem. I'll tell you why. When we're in the handheld mode, right, we could get to play these games on the go, on the thing. Yeah. Is that flipping impressive? We can play in a handheld mode these games now. We could take these games outside and enjoy them in palm of our hands. Not only that, if we got any kind of desk or a table, we can get some couple of friends around, yeah, and use the tabletop mode, man, with the Nintendo's game controllers. This is like using a laptop, isn't it? Laptop experience, tabletop, and right in front of your face. You get all your friends and play around and do multiplayer on it. This got crazy modes. And finally, that's what everybody does. You can play on television. This system has lots of variety. Because each game they're going to release, people can tend to use them for different playstyles. Handheld, tabletop, and TV. This is a hybrid system, yeah? It's a real big thing. As I said, Panasonic Q is a Nintendo GameCube, right? And with all the added features, which is a really interesting thing, what the Panasonic has done to the Panasonic Q, we got a great Nintendo GameCube library of games. If you already own these GameCube games, right, and you can see them on the Nintendo's latest system, you don't need to buy them. You don't need to. Because if you already own them on GameCube, you don't need to get them on this new machine. No. Because you already got them on the Panasonic Q. And you can enjoy them on the unless you want to do the handheld. The only pro, uh, exclusive thing I can see about it, if you can see a game on Nintendo GameCube and you want to play on this Nintendo's latest system, that's only be a value for if you're playing in handheld mode. Because the TV mode wouldn't be very interesting. Because the TV mode, Panasonic Q is television, isn't it? You can connect that to television. So the TV thing wouldn't be that interesting. Unless you want 1080p HD from the Nintendo's latest system. I would prefer to keep the original games on Nintendo GameCube and play them on that system rather than playing on the Nintendo's latest system. Because you're just spending money again and again on the same game, isn't it? You gotta think that going just on high resolutions and connect to your television is pointless. So playing the same game would be better on Nintendo GameCube. I really think the Sony and Microsoft systems are gonna sell worse at the Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One. The way it's going, the whole thing on the systems look really boring. They don't look very amazing. What we've seen, it looks very dull, boring entertainment. I've got a feeling Nintendo's system is gonna walk over them. If they don't watch out, if they are out right now, this month is a very special month where people buy presents and all that. If Nintendo sells a lot of software, his new games, and his system over the Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X, they're done for. They're finished. Because every time the starting tells you how well the systems are doing. This happened between Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One. When Sony PS4 started picking up sales, man, Microsoft Xbox never got to that level. No. It never ever beaten it once then. It couldn't do nothing. Once a person's already got interest in something, it just wins. It's just the way it is. It doesn't matter how many times you're going to try, it's not going to work. Because the reason behind that is because people are entertained with that system and they're happy with it, what it's doing. And that's why it carries on to its end life cycle, like Sony PS4 did. It carried on, didn't it? From 2013 to 2020, which is the last, I think it's all finished now for Sony PS4. But in the end, it struggled against Nintendo's machine, didn't it? Since March all the way through this year, it struggled. Yeah, it struggled. It even struggled if you look at the first 3 years of life cycle to Sony PS4, it wasn't good as the Nintendo's sales. No, it wasn't. That's the point you need to see. Same here again. Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X. They are competing with each other, aren't they? That's what they were doing before with Sony PS1 and Microsoft Xbox Series X. Oh, sorry, Sony PS1, Microsoft Xbox One. Look what happened. They challenge each other. Microsoft loses. Sony wins. Yeah. But if you look at But these two were competing with each other, weren't they? Then look what happened. Nintendo just beats both of them together. Check that out. They couldn't do anything. The life cycle. Let's just put it for 3 years. The 3 years of sales, they were not good, If you don't believe me, look at the day it was launched up to 3 years. Look how many sales they made. And if you look at Nintendo's sales, they're pretty high within the 3 years. If again I'm right, what I'm talking about happened previously. If it happens again, and Nintendo sales are really high, you won't be able to stop it. It's not going to only just be making more sales. Nintendo will take most minority developers. And they will start losing developers, Sony Microsoft. Yeah, they'll start losing developers because they're not selling so well, isn't it? Because if Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox Series X start to sell really bad, how are the developers going to make any money out of it? It's not going to be a good business, is it? Because if Nintendo's keep on making more sales from the hardware, then the more software are going to sell. You see, it works like that. So this is going to be a great prospect for the game developers to go on the Nintendo's platform and make a lot of sales, man. This is the strongest year where game developers' business is going to be really, really high. And this will condemn this month, the end of 2020, right? What's going to happen? I'm telling you, the way I'm predicting it, it seems to be Nintendo's going to win. It just looks it. The thing with Nintendo, right, he's making really quality stuff. There's a lot of quality games on there. I don't think anybody's got stuff like that. Nintendo's keeping releasing throughout this year. If I was looking from September, October, November, man, they've been releasing good games. Now, if you look from November, December, they're unstoppable, man. They're gonna still be continuing releasing their games from November, which November's gone away, whatever they released. Now it's December. They're gonna release some stuff in December as well. They're really interesting stuff. I can't see anything interesting on the Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X that will make people buy them. I mean, people out there aren't stupid. They're not just gonna look at the boxes. Whoa, it looks attractive. Let's go and get it. And it's a very powerful hardware. It doesn't work like that anymore. If there's not good software, your system will fail. Now, the other thing about Nintendo's platform is it's at a competitive price. It's a lot cheaper. Okay, it's way cheap, and even within that cheap price, you're getting quality games. If you go buy Sony PS5 and Microsoft Xbox Series X, they're both gonna be really expensive. And guess what? They hardly don't have any good games. What are you gonna do with a thing like that? I can't see them succeeding in this month, in 2020. December 2020, Sony Microsoft, no. Thumbs down for me. But yeah, Nintendo platform is the one to go for. And yeah, as I've been saying, Panasonic Q is also a great purchase. If you got a lot of money to spend, you can make it 2 platforms for this year. I'm being honest, if you really want to buy something, go for PC. PC got tons of quality games and a good GPU. We can even stick the RTX 2080. You don't need to get the 30 series if you don't want to. Stick to the RTX 2080. It's quality, powerful, very advanced. Panasonic Q, which is an attractive look. Looks one of the most amazing systems I have ever seen. And Nintendo GameCube still has exclusives to this system, which you probably only get it from this system. Some of these games you can get it on other platform. And then top of the range, Nintendo's latest system, which has some more newer games. You can buy this PC, Panasonic Q Games Console, and Nintendo Switch. Make these your purchases. These are one of the best systems to own. You can't go out of them. If you got a lot of money to spend, buy off rhythm. Yeah, you can buy off rhythm if you want. One is PC with many developers and all that. I mean, if you think it what to get for a PC, I think a good manufacturer which gives you really high performance, I would go for Fujitsu mini PCs and Fujitsu desktop PCs. These are good PCs as well. Okay, these are really good. But the most attractive ones, the way I'm looking at, I think in terms of PC, right, I will buy the Fujitsu Stylistic Q704 Tablet. This is a very good, pretty powerful, high performance device for Windows 10 for portability. If you look at Windows 10 and portability, man, get this Fujitsu Windows 10 tablet. It's not just a tablet, it's a very super stylish when you add a keyboard on it. It looks like a proper professional laptop PC. Fujitsu ES Primo mini PCs you can buy, which range from i3, i5, i7 core, a very good hardware. You can also upgrade them for your own liking. Because if you buy the Fujitsu mini PCs, the best video card you can put in that is Fujitsu NVIDIA RTX 2080 Mini. This is the same 20. This is the same RTX 2080 that you get in laptops and desktops. Okay, it's the same one, but it's just a mini version of it. So that's the PC for you covered, and then you can buy two Nintendo machines, Panasonic Q Games Console and DVD system, and Nintendo Switch. These are all quality systems that if you want to buy for your money, go for them, try them out. They're all impressive systems. If you got a lot of money to wage, buy all of them. Buy all of them if you want. Entirely up to you. So I hope you guys enjoyed my session today. Now you know what's going to be happening in the future, how the marketing is going to be changed between Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. I can see Nintendo winning this competition. If this carries on, Sony, Microsoft can be removed from the market, No joke. This eventually will happen. They can be shifted from the market, if they start um, performing really bad in sales. Yeah, because sales are really important in hardware and software. But Nintendo is taking all the hardware and software sales. So you gotta bear this in mind. You gotta be if you go and buy the Sony Microsoft systems and then at the end it completely fails. You know what? You're gonna find out this month what's happening to them. I'm telling you, once a system starts failing, it never picks up sales. It doesn't matter why it's gonna keep on adding, the idea just won't work. Because already people prefer Nintendo's platform. It's got the software, hardware, and all the features what they're looking for. Then Nintendo will be unstoppable. I'm being very serious about that. This company will be unstoppable. Nobody will ever able to stop Nintendo. Maybe Google Stadia and Nvidia probably can, but it doesn't seem Sony Microsoft can do it. I can see Nintendo shifting Sony Microsoft from the market once and for all. He did a big rounds. The generation we're in right now with the Sony PS4 and Microsoft Xbox One. Look what he did to them. Dramatically, he drained them. Pretty fast, man. And the system comes after Late, man. Comes pretty late after 4 years. That's crazy, isn't it? A system comes really late and you get beaten by it. This is how it is. 3.5 years with the lifespan of Nintendo's platform, and it walks over them really fast. Now you gotta consider what's gonna happen this time. You see that this time Nintendo platform's already there, but the previously Nintendo platform came after 3.5 years. That's a different story, and he still beat them, didn't he? But now Nintendo's platform's already standing there, and it's very successful. I'm telling you. What are they going to do to stop this company? It's very difficult that they can stop it. It just looks impossible. I don't think they can stop it. I don't think so. It looks very difficult to do. If a company is so popular already and is doing so well on the market, my gosh, every single time people are picking up this system just like that, man. This Nintendo platform looks like a great threat over Sony and Microsoft. I've got a feeling they're going to be removed from the market. Who knows? Sega might come back with the Sega Dreamcast too. Maybe. If Sega finds this concept pretty seriously and he wants to challenge Nintendo, he could. But let's get rid of Sony Microsoft first. Sega will be thinking that first, won't it? And then you might get that same competition. Do you remember back in the time in the 1990s? Sega Mega Drive versus Super Nintendo might happen again. What do you think it's gonna be? Nintendo Switch 2 versus Sega Dreamcast 2. I hope that happens one day. We'll find out in the future. Let's hope future is holding for us. But if you look at these three, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo's gonna win it. But Nintendo's gotta find a way how he can stop Google Stadia and Nvidia. We leave that to Nintendo to decide what's he got to do. He probably has to bring a powerful streaming technology to stop them. But even without Nintendo's not powerful streaming, he completely washed away Sony Microsoft. Wow. Really impressive, man, by Nintendo. I congratulate him for doing all this. He did a good job on this. First, Nintendo does a deal with Panasonic, and then Panasonic goes and releases a Panasonic Q Games Console, and it is the most amazing games console ever developed. And now, this Nintendo platform, the one we got right now, is selling so much. So I hope you guys like my video today, and it's been very informative, in-depth knowledge what can be holding for us gamers in the future. Please take this concept in a serious matter, and yeah, you should be good to go. Choose a platform you really want to consider buying. But I really would consider PC and Nintendo platforms. The PC and Nintendo is going to be the platform for the future. Trust me. PC and Nintendo is a platform to reckon force with. These might be just the champions after all. So there you have it. Hope you like my video today. Give your likes, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.